Here's 4 more examples of whether something's a function or not, and then giving the domain and the range. All right, for number 1, this first one here. If we had to, we could label all the coordinates. Okay, so -3, 4, -3, 1, 2, 2, and then 3, -2. Okay? Remember, it's always x, y, where the x's are your input values and the y, those are the output values. So remember, if something is a function, each input has exactly one output. If you notice here, we have an input value, -3, that has 2 different output values. That is not okay. All right? That means no, this is not a function. Okay? So if you remember from class, we talked about another way to see on a graph if something's a function or not. Okay? Draw a vertical line through your relation. Okay? You can move it around as well. Okay, so here you'll see it passes through our relation once, but when we come back over here, it passes through twice, which means this relation fails the vertical line test. And by that, by failing, it passes through 2 different coordinates. All right, now, for our domain, again, we're always talking about x here. Okay? So the x's are -3. We already have a -3, so we don't repeat ourselves. And remember, we write them in increasing order, 2 and 3. Okay? Done. All right? Well, for a range, we're talking about the y coordinates now. Again, the y coordinates, again, putting them in order from least to greatest, -2, 1, 2, and 4. Done. Okay? For the next one, we're going to look at, again, what I want you to do is, again, think about things in words first. Pause the video. Think about this one, and when you're ready, restart the video. All right, this one is a function. Again, here's my vertical line, and you'll see no matter where I put this thing, it only crosses the relation once. So yes, this is a function. It passes the vertical line test. Okay? All right, now, for domain now, our domain is not going to be a list of numbers because there's no set number of numbers that this thing takes care of. Again, you'll notice it starts off here at -3, and all of those numbers are accounted for. Hey, the 1, it's down here. Here's 2. Everything in between. And remember, this arrow means it goes on forever. And when we're talking about x's, we're talking about to the right. So this thing goes on forever to the right. I know it goes down also, but in domain, we're talking about to the right. So here, x starts at -3 and goes to infinity. Okay? There is our description in words. From what we've learned in class, you can also just basically say x is greater than or equal to -3. Okay? That one, there we go. Squiggly bracket. Remember, we use squiggly brackets because it's a set. Now, for range, the y values, the output values, again, everything from 1 and below is accounted for here in y. Like if you wanted to find the y value -4, well, then you could find an x that goes with it. However, if you wanted to find a y value like 4, well, there's no way to get that because everything's lower than or 1 here. So, all right, so y is less than or equal to 1. And then in symbols, again, same thing. Y is less than or equal to 1. Okay, great. Let's do another. Oh, look at this one. This one's interesting. All right, now, again, pause the video. All right, yes, we have a function. Again, here's my vertical line. It passes through the relation once here, once over here, once, 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 once. No matter where I put it, at most it's going to pass once. So again, this passes the vertical line test. Alrighty, now for domain, so x starts at here, -4, and goes all the way up to +4. Okay? In symbols now, it's a little trickier. Alright? -4 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 4. Which basically says, alright, x is somewhere between -4 and 4, and including those points. Alright, now for range, okay, the range, the output values, the y coordinates, notice we got a maximum here of 1 and a minimum of -4. So y starts at -4 and goes to 1. And again, in symbols, -4 is less than or equal to y, which is less than or equal to 1. All right, pause the video. Let's do another. Last one, I promise, for today. All right, so here, oh boy, there's no starting point, there's no ending point. Let's look at the x's. Notice, no matter all these x's are accounted for, this thing keeps going to the right, goes to the left. My vertical line test, doesn't matter where I put this pseudo vertical line. Again, it's going to hit once no matter what. So yes, this is a function. Okay, and since this thing keeps going to the right and it keeps going to the left, hopefully you remember x can be all real numbers. That's how we say that in Mathland. That's how we say x can be anything you want, we'll find it, we're good. Okay, now same thing with the y's. Again, this thing keeps going up and down, and the range y can be all real numbers as well. Okay? Well, I hope this helped. Hopefully you'll be able to be more successful on our upcoming quiz, and good luck.